Hello, everyone. This is Rebecca Green for the Whiny Palooza podcast, and I am over the moon excited. Susan is fantastic. You're going to love her. I have Suzan Peltekian on today. Susan, thank you so much for being here with me.
It's my absolute joy, Rebecca. And you're just a beauty inside and out. I'm overjoyed to be here with you and the super moms. All of you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Susan. We're giggling over here because I was practicing her last name before I hit record and I did it right.
Perfectly, not just right, perfectly.
Goodness. So let me tell you about this fantastic lady because you're going to love her as much as I do. She is a passionate manifestation and mindset coach who transitioned from a successful real estate career to pursue her childhood dream of helping others transform their lives. After retiring from real estate in 2020, she dedicated herself to her divine purpose of raising human consciousness. Susan believes that the biggest real estate everyone owns is the one between their two ears. I'm messing up her quote. And helps clients co-create their ideal lives by using their minds more effectively. As a peak performance coach and global speaker, she's committed to helping others supercharge their mindset and manifest the life they truly desire. So now everyone sees why I'm so freaking excited to talk to you.
Oh, so delighted to be here. And what a great intro. Thank you, Rebecca.
Oh my goodness. We didn't do you justice. Your life's work is just beyond fantastic. And I want to know what inspired you to leave real estate and dive into becoming a mindset and manifestation coach.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much again for having me. And you're so delightful and divine. This is all I've wanted to do from the time I can remember, Rebecca. And I never believed in myself. That's the short story, like many, because of our conditioning. So I'm so delighted to speak to the precious moms today who are actually, raising those precious babies, to actually believe in themselves, because every parent does a fantastic job. They try their best, and we have a lot of conditioning, and that's what help people with their conditioning, specifically the subconscious conditioning, which is big lies. So I never believed in myself, and it was right before COVID, January 2020. That was one decision, one of the best ones I've ever made. And the number one Remax real estate agency that happens to be a Canadian one, where I'm from Toronto, filled up all of my coaching spots during COVID. So really, whoever listening in, if I can do it, there's nothing you can't do. There is no skies. They say sky's the limit. The sky's an illusion. It's a big lie that the sky's the limit. There are no limits.
Oh, I love that so much. I keep hearing from so many people that if you can dream it, you can make it happen, right?
Oh, goosebumps, not just 100. Yes, if you can actually hold the vision in your mind's eye, it's yours. In fact, the creator, and I'm going to use the word, Rebecca, God, creator, infinite intelligence, source, universe, interchangeably, Gus, or whoever doesn't believe in God. I have clients from all walks of life globally. Gus is God, universe, or source. If God planted that seed in you of desire, it's our job to actually bring it to pass, and we will become that individual to bring it to pass. So 100%. And the messages keep coming, eh?
Oh my gosh, they do. They do. I just love this topic so much. You can tell that I'm just eating this up. Okay. So I want to know, what to people listening, what does manifestation actually mean? Can you explain it to them?
Yes, absolutely. So people think it's something, this is a fantastic question, Rebecca, to say it in very basic ways. There's nothing that isn't here. Everything is energy. Energy can't be created nor destroyed. We're literally, through that desire that we have and the thought, we're so powerful that we turn it into the 3D. So it's like water becoming vapor or ice. So we think, so most come to me to learn how to manifest. You're already, whoever's listening in, a super uber powerful manifester. We're constantly and consistently manifesting because we literally become what we think about predominantly. right?
Mm.
So it's basically thoughts turning into actual physical form in the 3D, right? And we all know how to do it. The caveat is most are focused on what they don't want, and they're creating more of that in their lives. And the universe doesn't hear negation, number one. It doesn't know anything about size, number two. So even if you ask, whether you ask for a non-existent, well, Canadian red cents, the cent, let's say cent in the US, 1 cent, it whether you're asking for that or a million, it doesn't know the difference. So it's like, let's start asking, and let's start asking for our divine birthright. And it loves us so unconditionally that it will literally give us whatever we want. So, and most are constantly and consistently asking for what they don't want. It doesn't hear the negation, it keeps giving it to us.
That's really good. Really good. Because people don't realize that. Even with our children, I just want to
Yes.
stop you and say when
Yeah.
we're saying don't run, they're
Yes.
hearing run. They're hearing run.
Thank you for that. I actually have a scar from childhood that I still have traumas around from that, because my grandma kept saying, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump, you're going to fall. I was rushed to the emergency. The scar is still, so 100%. Or that
Yeah.
don't think you can be this, or you can do this, or you can have this, or it takes time. It also, that's one of the biggest lies, Rebecca, that it takes time to manifest. It doesn't. It takes alignment, and we can talk more about that.
I already feel teary from all of this. I love this so much.
So
Okay.
excited.
So so I have read about this and I love this topic, but there's people listening who don't even know, like they're like, where do you even begin with this?
You found the gal, because I've been making it a point. I want to go and supercharge our one world, as you introduced. I want to raise the consciousness of our precious humans one soul at a time. It starts with putting pen to paper, Rebecca. Write your
Mm,
vision. So a lot of what I teach, for whoever's listening in, thank you for bringing awareness to me, for me to know. I didn't believe in this stuff. In fact, I thought it was woo woo wah wah. It's actually not only backed up by neuroscience and quantum physics as well. And a lot of it is in religion. I don't teach religion. I don't teach theology, but it's in the Bible. It says, without a vision, the people perish. So step number one is get crystal clear on what you want and write it down. And if you're having a hard time writing the vision, start with putting pen to paper about 100 things that the minute this awesome podcast goes live, what is it that you want? From the time you wake up to the time you sleep, where do you want to wake up, with who, how do you want to feel, how are you, what contributions are you making to our mankind, what legacy do you want to leave behind, what charities are you contributing to, how do you want to serve your purpose, how do you want to live, what vacations do you want to take, what toys do you want to own, what do you want to teach your children, what experiences do you want to have with your family, with your kids, right? What kind of mom, because the kids are going to learn from our beingness, not from what we tell them to be. And how many of us know exactly what I'm saying, right? Don't do this. We end up wanting to do it, right? So it's in who we're being. So step one is, and if I can jump into step two because they're interlinked. So Rebecca, the only thing I wanted to do was to get on the stages and rah rah our one world. And when I learned this one thing that I'm about to share from one of my mentors, he passed away 3 years ago. He was in the movie The Secret, Bob Proctor. He teaches,
mm.
yeah, he taught
Oh, I
this stuff,
love
right?
him.
Yes. Oh, great. Me too. That makes the two of us. He's fantastic. And when I learned what I'm about to share from him, that I want the whole world to know now, I'm like, why would I be a motivational speaker? Zig Ziglar says motivation doesn't last. It's like bathing. So because of my natural, disposition, bubbly personality, extreme enthusiasm, there's an aspect of motivation. It's like this tiny. I mean, last week we did a world-class event, and I'm rah-rahing people and they're showing up because of the energy. But that's that. What I'm really wanting to get precious souls present to is that you're literally magic beyond words and measure. You are number one of one, Rebecca. It took 1 in 400 trillion for you to be here. I'm getting goosebumps. And whoever listening in, Rebecca Green, being number one of one takes nothing away from you, because you are number one of one. If there were a billion Rebecca Greens, there's just you. And that's how exquisite you are. You're literally born in the perfect DNA, with the perfect DNA, in the perfect vibration, right? And your ways of being, not so much. Oh, who are you talking to? Someone who lives in the biggest glass house. My ways of being are far from perfect. I have a bunch of bankrupt ways of being, in fact, that I'm working on. So step number one is what Bob said, is the only prerequisite to having it all in life is knowing what you want. And that's why my invitation
Mm,
to any precious soul listening in, Rebecca, is to write down the vision. There's a big caveat. Step number two, we don't get what we want. I learned this from Bob. We get who we're being. That's why
mm.
our children learn when they say don't drink or don't drive or don't do this. It's like they don't listen. They look at what we're up to, right? So that
Yes.
being this piece is what we work on every day in our mind jits. That's what I work on as a human every day, because as I mentioned, your perfection in your DNA and your Michelangelo's David, we're not trying to get you to be anyone new. We're chipping away at the layers of the conditioning, that the lies they told us.
So beautiful.
I
Love what
didn't
you're.
hear it. Can you
I
repeat?
I I could repeat every
Please,
single word you said because I'm
please. I want
listening
to hear it.
very intently.
Oh
So
yeah,
here's what I want to ask you. Two
please.
things based on what you said. Number one, how often are we writing things down? Is there a certain time of day? And how are we wording it? Was that too many questions?
No, those are fantastic. Thank you. So the vision, you could for sure keep rewriting it, but ideally, let's get it down once, and
Okay.
then moms are busy.
Yep.
Everyone's busy. Let's get an app, and they're not my affiliates. I don't have any stocks in their company, and there are other ones now. I keep recommending this because I have it, and there are other ones. This one is called Think Up, Rebecca. Think Up,
Mm. Okay.
THINK Up, and there are apparently other versions. Get the free version first, record the vision, and then listen to it every day while you're cooking meals in the background, while you're taking the kids to school with them, actually, because a lot of the kids will start repeating this, and it would be
Oh,
fantastic.
I love
Yes, yes, yeah. You're so delightful. I just love your
that.
enthusiasm. Oh,
Oh,
this is, you're a blast. You made my tummy ache. Thank you for that.
I love this so much. Our
Oh,
kids copy us. So if
yes,
they watch me listening to my, they watch me listening to my vision in the kitchen while I'm cooking, they're going to
yes.
record it and do the same thing.
100%. These have been the best moments where my clients will, like, because I communicate to them via WhatsApp, I send them inspirational messages, motivational messages throughout the day, every day. They'll send pictures of their kids having drawn like their goals and what they want, and they put mommy and
Oh
dad. It's
my
beyond delightful. Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
so I can hear the moms talking to me right now, and they're
Please
saying,
talk to
and
us, moms.
what they tell me every day is, I'm too busy, I'm too busy, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
So let's, how do we like make them see that they can make this happen into their busy day?
Is it the writing the vision, or now after we've recorded it, or? And I
You
haven't
know,
answered the other questions because we're writing it, by the way, in the present tense. Super
oh
important.
yes, yes.
The
Okay,
subconscious
talk about
only
that.
understands the present. The present, not I will, I am. And in the English language, they say, and you're going to start seeing this on socials now if you haven't lately. After the word I am, like, it's the most powerful two words in English, because anything you say afterwards, you literally become, which is true. So in any language, obviously this is true, but we're speaking English. So it must be in the present, not in the future and not in the past. And if someone is stopped to say, well, that's a lie, I don't have this yet, or I'm not it, no, the opposite is the lie. This is the truth of who you are. Keep repeating it. Repetition is key. Just like how we learned how to ride a bike, we can still ride a bike even if we were 150 years old, or how to drive our cars, or how we teach our kids to walk. Repetition is key in this work. And the subconscious mind is the emotional mind, Rebecca. It only understands through emotion. So if I come here and say, I'm really excited to be here, would you believe me? Versus, wow, I just love being in your energy. It's just so great to be. So it understands emotions, right? So you said when, ideally throughout the day, repetition is key in the present tense. And if you really must do it one time or twice, the the last thing at night when we're falling asleep, and the first thing in the morning when we wake up, when we're in that groggy state, is when our subconscious never sleeps, by the way. It's awake 24/7, but it's at its most receptive in when we're at our groggiest. So if we
So
can
good.
wake up and read that vision, wake up and put the headphones on while we're brushing our teeth. So for the busy moms,
Yes.
listen up. We're stacking things up. So it's like we're brushing our teeth, doing our squats, and listening to our affirmations. We're going for a walk, bringing the dog along, and listening to our affirmations. We're cooking a meal, talking to a friend, and the affirmations in the background. It's all going in. It's all going in. And what we're doing, and this isn't for the moms, it's for the dads, it's for whoever has kids and doesn't have kids. Who isn't busy these days, Rebecca? I haven't met who isn't. If we don't take the time to discipline ourselves, life is going to discipline us. I learned discipline the very hard way. Life disciplined me. I really invite anyone listening in that this is divinely, that this beautiful soul, this beautiful woman, Rebecca Green, has put together this beyond fantastic podcast. It's divinely. I used to think there are coincidences, Rebecca. When I learned universal laws from Bob, and I'm getting goosebumps. Apparently, there are no coincidences. It's all divinely. So you're meant to hear this message, and you're meant for more, basically. Otherwise, we're all cheating on ourselves. Literally.
So I drink the juice. I read the books. This is my language, and I'm thinking about some of my friends who feel stuck.
True.
Okay. They're going to tell me that they feel stuck, and getting them to do something like this might be like pulling teeth. I might be able to persuade them into giving this a try. How
Yes.
do I help people get unstuck? To the people listening who want to feel unstuck.
Oh my goodness. How deep can we go? So different. So a lot of us, because this is a fantastic question, Rebecca, because of our traumas, and I mean this with the utmost compassion and love,
Yes.
all of us have had some sort of trauma. I never like to say all, because obviously I haven't had the privilege and pleasure to meet every precious soul on the planet. So I always say most of the time I say most, okay? So most of us have had trauma, whether it's big T or small t, not to diminish small t. It could have been that little Johnny was out at the cash register with mommy, and he said, "Mommy, I want this chocolate bar." And mommy said no. Now he's made it mean that there's not enough money, and now he's repeating that cycle, and that was traumatic for him. It was embarrassing,
Gosh.
right? So it's not what moms did. Just so I'm getting more goosebumps. So this is good to make sure that no mom feels guilty. There's enough mom guilt going around, right? Stuck. If we were to look at it, everything is a story, Rebecca. And we want to tell ourselves empowering stories. If I tell you that you're God's highest form of creation, which you are, whether you accept it or not, right? We're literally, you're divine. You're like the spark of the divine, right? If you are, and we go around saying we're stuck, well, we're so powerful. Don't believe anything I say, right? We literally become what we think about predominantly. I made a mistake. I talked too fast the other day, and I said, guys, your thoughts are so powerful. The thoughts aren't lucky for us. We are the powerful ones, Rebecca, which means if we have a negative thought, we're so powerful that it comes to pass. If we have a positive thought, predominantly, right, it comes to pass. So if I keep repeating that I'm stuck, guess what I'm going to feel like? I'm going to bring it to pass. That's how powerful we are, right? So if we are in the story of stuck, it's all story. It's all made up, by the way. We might as well give our lives an empowering story versus a disempowering one. That's one way to look at it, that it's all story. It's all made up. Let's make up what works. But on the flip end, I also talked about trauma. And I mean, I don't know how much you want to go into trauma. I'm more than happy to. Humans, just to be a human being, it really takes something. On one end, we are limitless souls. It is the truth. On the flip end, being in this flesh, like my paradigm, my mental programming, all it's interested in is eat, drink, party, eat, drink, sleep. It's not interested in any of the games that I'm playing in life, right? But it's when we understand, not here, Rebecca, I saw that glorious smile, thank you, beautiful smile, but here in your heart of hearts, when you get what I'm saying on a subconscious level, in every cell in your body, in every vein within you, I'm getting more goosebumps, in every molecule within you, that you're literally here to manifest, which means, by the way, to co-create. We're here as co-creators. So if I'm stuck, I co-created that. Now I can
Yeah.
unstuck myself. That's the beauty of it. And a
Yeah.
lot of it, with all due love and compassion, is because of our traumas. So remember, our traumas are not our faults. Up until 18, none of it was. Now 18 onwards, it's not our fault, but it's our responsibility. And it's super sexy to take 100% radical responsibility for our lives, to say, hey, I'm going to start looking at the mirror. It's very tough. Like when I first literally started looking, I had so much self-loathing, I couldn't even look at myself. Yeah. Yeah, so I can really talk about this stuff. It's so beautiful. I love it. I'm so blessed that I didn't even know that I loathed myself. That's how unaware I was, right? And Bob talks about it. The only difference between you and I and anyone listening in who says they're stuck is awareness. So grow your awareness. That's on you. And when I say that's on you, I say that with the deepest love, not as blame. There's no blame in the law of attraction. There's no make wrong. It's so gentle. It's so loving. There's full responsibility, because if it means that I'm the co-creator, that means I can change the story. And I can change it right now, because Suzan said it doesn't take time to manifest, it takes alignment. And it's not because
Mm.
Suzan didn't create any of this. I'd like to take credit for all of it, and I can't. They've been here since the beginning of time. Yes,
Uh,
I'll take a sip
okay,
of water.
so you use the word alignment. So I think that word is super important. So I just want to pause and have you explain that.
Sure, that is fantastic. Oh man, you're asking the best questions. So most of us aren't living in alignment because we're in the victim story. I
Mm.
lived there for most of my life, checking out my own belly button, poor me, right? And not even being aware of it. It's always the government's fault. It's, the taxes, it's the weather, it's the mom, it's the dad, it's the children, it's the ex, it's the husband, it's someone else, it's not me. Well, that's victim consciousness and not being in my power. Be do have is the magical model I teach. Again, it's not mine. And we're waiting to have the thing to be it, which is the so ironic, because as human beings we become human doings and human havings, living in victim consciousness and BZB, do consciousness. Let me do it first. But all there is for us is to be what, Suzan? Be the limitless soul that you are. Be the radiant soul like you're being. Be the energy that you are. Because if I go around saying I'm stuck, I'm literally gonna be hunchback, gonna feel sorry for myself, right? And that's what I'm gonna try. We're magnets, and that's what I'm going to attract. You get up, poor me, I hate my job, and then before you know it, I stub my toe. Before you know it, I break the coffee mug. Before you know it, the pantyhose isn't fitting me, and before you know it, it's one thing after the other. Versus, I wake up. The fact that you woke up today, like, pinch yourself. I just reminded my billionaires club this morning. I'm like, so many didn't wake up today, literally, right? And and do we think in that manner, Rebecca? That's a beingness. Back to be, do, have, right? So that's Victor consciousness. Whoever's listening in, that's the real you. That's the authentic us. So being in our authentic self, in knowing that not here, 2 to 5% of our results are coming from the conscious mind, in our heart of hearts, in our subconscious, in our body. That, my goodness, this is not a dress rehearsal. I get one go at this, as far as we know. We better make today a masterpiece. And do you know that you are one? You're a radiant one, by the way. I've never seen such a radiant smile nodding right back at me.
Oh
So,
my
right,
gosh.
right. So does that answer? So it's in the beingness. So being what? Being authentic, being what?
Yes.
Vulnerable, being what? Being powerful, being decisive. Today, make a powerful decision. Each one of you listening in is one decision away from a completely different life. That no, we all have the same 24 hours. But you're going to start with a vision, because if they don't, to give them a different answer. This is a third one. I'm giving different answers, right? They're all one and the same. Is, if you don't create your life, someone is going to do it anyway. And if you
Mhm.
want differently for the generations, moms listening in, your GPBs, I tell all my clients, moms, dads, and non-mom dads, generational pattern breakers. Because of you, not only are you healing the generational trauma before, forget the before, we start from the time you were conceived, you're breaking generational patterns for your kids. That is going to require us to step into a new level of beingness, because otherwise it's just history repeating itself, and past traumas are going to be going on to the next generations. So we really
Amazing.
hold the key, like,
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
excuse or results. If I say I don't have time, then someone else is going to program my kids. Someone else
Oh,
is, by the way. We've been
Yes.
programmed generationally, and I just shared, we don't start from generations at our work, we start from the time we were conceived. From 0 to 7, we're extremely, like, our subconscious is wide open. That's why whatever we've seen then, the traumas, they're held in our bodies, right? But up until 18, it's not our responsibility. Up from then onwards, it is, right? But no blame. What can we do differently? The only way is we're one action, one decision, one thought away from a completely different life. Not only do we owe it to our children and to our future generations, we owe it to our mankind, Rebecca, but moms, you deserve the best. You owe it to self. And what I teach at the core, that's why before you hit record, I said, although I don't teach a thing about parenthood, moms and dads rave about the program, saying, thank you, I'm getting along with my troubled teenager or this or that. And we don't call them troubled, by the way. The law of attraction, whatever we say becomes, right?
Oh,
It,
so I shouldn't say moody teenagers.
but it's easy for me to say, it is easy for me to say that, right? I've chosen the easy way out. So yes, but if we
No,
have that
no.
power, we have that power to actually, we create people. We're that powerful, yes. And do they get hormonal? Absolutely. But haven't we all been there? That's the thing. But it's easy for me to talk, right? But when parents come and say that, is because at the core of our work with the Be to Have model is Mahatma Gandhi, and what he said: be the change you wish to see in the world.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. So back up to the teenagers. I mean, whether they're 3 having a tantrum or 13 having a tantrum, tell us what you're hearing from parents about how are they getting along better with their kids? What are they doing? What do you think?
Agree. What I think is, before doing, is who are they being?
Mm.
So that's key, Rebecca. This is, again, very easy. Everything I teach, by the way, it's so easy to sit here and teach. It's the application, and it's all practice. And for us to actually be so gentle and loving to ourselves, to forgive ourselves all day, every day. So let me offer something that just came to me, because I know moms give the world to us, and um, feel guilt or aren't gentle enough with self. The hopo ono just came to me. Hopo ono, I just slaughtered it. It's a Hawaiian practice that is, again, doesn't take time. If doing it in front of the mirror would be fantastic while you're applying your makeup, or just brushing your teeth if you don't wear makeup, okay? Just to make it easy for moms. It's 4 phrases. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And one of the Joes, not Joe Dispenza, another Joe was asked, how often should I do this? All day, every day. So whenever you remember, I'll notice I would have been not as kind to Susan, and I just go to the mirror and I just apologize to myself, because, so be gentle, like being a mom with all of the trillions of books or millions of books out there, there's no manual for being a mom. I mean, it's the deepest spiritual practice to be a mom and a dad, okay, to be in relationship. But, well, being a mom and dad is being in a relationship and being in the deepest spiritual practice. So be gentle with yourself, I would say, is the first. Easy again to say, but it's a practice like anything else. So it's in their beingness that everything transforms. So in the way they're talking, because remember, Bob would say that the way we're different than most animals, or all animals, excuse me, is that we can speak and we can think. And yet he says 2% of the population thinks, 3% think they think, 95% would rather die than think. It's the same thoughts from yesterday that are on auto loop, Rebecca, for most of us.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And when we're uttering words that they're like moody, right? Which is stating how they're
I
being,
gotta
right?
stop saying
Right.
that. Yep. Yep.
Gentle, so good. So, and literally one decision away, you're there, and you've made the
I'm
decision,
there.
right?
I'm
And then,
ready. I'm ready.
yes, yes, but from there, what's our inner speech? Because I may not tell you, hey, you're
I
being
was
moody,
just
but
going
in my
there.
mind's eye, I'm like, oh no, here she comes again.
Oh my
Right,
gosh. I mean, like, I am writing the story. I'm writing the story
yes,
of how she's going to act, I mean, I can write it different. I'm going to write it different today.
you are. So I can't wait to hear about it. You have a bonus one-on-one with me, by the way. I didn't say that yet.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
yes, yes.
So,
I have
so,
more. One more
oh,
deep,
yes.
applied by not only Hollywood stars, 1% of the population that does the athletes that are winning, you can visualize whatever you want. So in your minds, I remember you said earlier, if you can see it here, you can hold it. Same in relationship. And if someone is bothering us, another bonus is send them love. Every morning, wake up while you close your eyes. And if you don't have time to meditate, I do invite you to it. If you don't, while you're brushing your teeth, close your eyes. I got goosebumps. It's just send love, whether it's a teenager, or whatever age they are, it doesn't matter. Being a mom and dad is the most difficult job. Let's call a spade, and
Right.
let's create that it's going to be easy just with our words to make it so, as crazy as
Love
that
it.
sounds.
I
Cool.
love it. So helpful. So wonderful. I didn't know I was going to get help today. So let's
And you're
talk
doing a
about,
brilliant job if you can actually affirm to yourself in the present tense that you're doing. Listen, no manual. There are books now, but none can teach us. This is
I
an
know.
everyday. I heard a mom say this actually that I loved. If I may, I've never shared this with someone because I saw a reel. They said this, being a mom, and I want to say dad because I have the best dad on the planet, is like an Olympic sport where you've had no practice and you're thrown on the court every day. You have to, and you're expected to win the gold star, you know,
Oh,
the
yeah.
gold medal. Really, I can't believe, like, I'm a graduate of the University of Toronto. I had a degree in drinking. I can't imagine the grades I gave mom and dad, it's the zigzag way it took for me. Yeah, and I don't drink anymore. So I know just
Oh,
from it,
goodness.
right? And ask my
So,
parents now, they probably have something to say about me now, right? God bless them. So it
oh.
takes something. It takes a lot to be a human. Let's give
Oh
ourselves
my
some grace.
gosh. Well, and I tell people, and I want to tell you that I
Please.
took the classes, the trainings, the books, all about parenting. And I can still tell you, it doesn't matter how much you read, it's not easy to walk the walk. We just have to practice, right?
Every millisecond for parents, every millisecond, it's a practice. Just like it's a practice to live life. Everything is and be gentle. You make a mistake, there's nothing wrong or bad. Know that it's all happening for you, for the highest good.
I love that. And I want to talk about practice. This probably has to do with my next question because we get stuck, we all get stuck in negative self-talk, all of us.
Ooh,
Right. And so, like, I practice I'm one of the millions of people practicing what you're preaching. I'm practicing it, but I still know, even for me, the negative stuff will creep in. And I hear this from everyone.
yes.
So, how do we handle that?
My goodness, you keep asking the best questions. So, let's answer this in a couple ways. I literally reminded a couple of my groups of this morning. If you have a negative thought coming in, pinch yourself again because that means you're alive. Okay, right? Like so many literally didn't wake up this morning. So they say we have anywhere from 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. I don't know how true it is, but give or take, right? The
Yep.
secret doesn't
Yep.
say. So if we're having them, that's fantastic because that means we're alive. And I shared most of them are on auto loop from our traumas, from our past. We're literally repeating today, a version of yesterday,
Yeah.
unless you take
Yes.
pen to paper, y'all.
I'm doing it. I'm doing the
Yes,
pen to
oh,
paper.
you are because I'm gonna giving you a bonus one-on-one, and then you're gonna read it to me. Yeah,
Oh
yeah, that's yes. I can't wait
my,
to hear all about it. Yes, most importantly, my mouth is watering for you to hear me, for me to witness you living your juiciest vision, because it's that juicy. See, you didn't say lemon, but I know when I think of vision, all I think about is juicy life because that's what I teach.
I love you. You're awesome.
Oh, likewise, thank you. Takes one to know one. So back to what were we saying? I lost my train of thought for a second. Get back to it.
You pinch yourself.
Yeah, so
You're
the first thought,
lying.
yes, thank you, I got it. Thank you for leading me back to it. So the first thought is never in our control, but the second one is. Now, the gap, what you said there about the stuck, I felt stuck, by the way. I don't want to come here and pretend that I got it together. I felt stuck for most of my life, but when I started learning all this work and practicing it and now being in it daily, it's just like yoga or meditating, right? I've created the mind gym. We're there daily. What happens is your awareness grows so much, Rebecca, that you are now in dominion of that second thought. You're now not wanting to sit in the dirty diapers, what I call it, because Before, all I did was sit in the dirty diaper is because I was too busy checking out my own belly button. Poor me, or a version of it, victim consciousness, right? But now that I'm aware of, wait a minute, when you first learn about this stuff, you're fish in water. You're not even aware that you're in water because fish is in water, right? You're just going to a bigger tank. But once you're in the practice of doing the work, I kid you not, oh, I hadn't shared this in a while. I'll share this openly. Things that took me years don't even take me milliseconds now. They took me years to get over. Now I don't have to get over them. I just be with them.
Wow.
It's a surrender. It's a beautiful awareness. And if I may explain awareness, there's so many different levels of it. It's infinite. So this work is till our last breath, Rebecca. Wow, it is. It's like, let's say there's a luxury building and then someone just takes care of the mechanicals underground. He's not even, or she's not even aware that that's a luxury building. They're taking care of stuff underground, right? Then there's someone who lives on the third floor. It's luxurious, but they don't really feel the luxury of it. Then there's the owner who owns that building and multiple others around the globe, who arrives with his helipad and goes in and he sees that it's like all lush greens and blues and everything. But that's our divine birthright, to reach those levels of awareness of, let's say we go to a 5-star resort, there's someone who cleans it. The cleaner is no less than everyone is God's child, but their awareness is that that's what they're worthy of. That's all they know, right? And then there's someone who visits the 5-star resort, then the person who owns it, and then the person who owns and owns multiples of them. That's levels of awareness. When you unlearn all of the CRAP, the SHIT, the big lies that they've been programming into us generationally. But let's start from the time we were born. And you realize that, wait a minute, I am Michelangelo and I am Michelangelo's David. All there is to do is to unlearn all of these lies, and so that I could actually unleash into the supermom that I am. When Suzan said supermom, I think everyone listening in is a supermom. You must be aware of your divinity. And if you're not, wake up. This is time. Does that
Amen. Amen.
resonate?
That was so good. It was so good. And
Good, I
you
love
know,
your energy.
I guess where my mind is going as you're talking, and you're talking about I am, and you're talking about having a vision and that we become what we think. What if the listeners are thinking, I don't know. I don't know what I want. I don't know what my vision is. I don't know what to write down.
Yes, yes. So most of us actually start with I don't know, and that's one of the biggest lies. And thank you for asking it. We actually believe it. We've drank the Kool-Aid and we believe we don't know because of program, because of part of the lies we were, and everyone can go back to when they were 3 or 4. 1 minute we were astronauts, the next minute we were doctors, and then most of us, and if they are moms, women listening in, we were specifically told to shut down, shut up, and sit at the corner, or a version of it, or you can't be this because you're a girl, or you can't. I hope that's not happening anymore, and I'm sure it is. Well, globally we know it is. I hope it's not where we're from, and I know it is, right? So most of us have been programmed to think that's it. So we actually stopped dreaming. But we are dreamers. We came here to manifest. We literally, manifesting is manipulating energy. Like I said, water turns into vapor. There's infinite supply. Just ask for your divine birthright. So if it's hard to create that 1 to 2 pager of a vision of, wow, I wake up here and this is my life and this is my contribution. This is how I'm dressed and this is how I feel and this is my love and these are my children and this is what they're doing and this is what they're up to. Start with a list of 100 things. There must be, like, think of, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel abundant? Do you want to feel peaceful? Do you want to feel blissful? Do you want to feel loved? These are all our divine birthright. The opposite is a lie, right? So start with how you want to feel, because that's why essentially we want to manifest stuff. If someone wants to go on a trip, they want to feel that feeling of what it is to go on a trip. Or let's say someone is single and they want to attract love. It's, what's that feel? Feel the feeling, be it first, and then they have to come to your realm. All the men and women are born already, the loves of our lives, right? The money is already here in infinite supply. Don't believe a word I say. Just look at nature and how abundant it is. Creation is abundant. Scarcity is a man-made thought, and then we get to experience it, whether it be with our teenager, with our 40-year-old, with our 100-year-old. It doesn't matter. It's all one of the same. Everything is energy. and energy cannot be created nor destroyed. But we can change. Thought is energy. Change your thought, you change your life. So let's start with
Right.
putting pen to paper of how you want to feel. What toys do you want to own? And there's nothing materialistic about owning stuff, right? It's like, what do you want? What trips do you want to take? Just Google, put it into ChatGPT. Where do I want to go in the world? Everywhere, put down everywhere. There's now 100 things on that list. What car do you want to drive? What home do you want to live in? What contribution do you want to make to your mankind? What job do you want to occupation? And then don't worry about the how. The how will come to you when you make the decision. Back to be do habits, be decisive. Making decisions is one of the most powerful ways of being. One of my coaches, Rebecca, had said to me, if you don't make your decisions, Suzan, with the game that you're playing in our world within a millisecond or less, you don't deserve to win. And that's the, yeah.
Ooh,
In the book, Think and Grow Rich, it's the longest chapter. I invite everyone. One of my sisters, both of them are moms, one of them homeschools. She taught Think and Grow Rich to her kids when they were like 4 and 5. And bless her for
my husband loves that book. I don't know if I ever got through it, but I will. For you,
you
I
will
will
now
read,
because
I will go read that book.
I am Mama Bear too. You know, I'll be watching you, Rebecca Green. You will be, yes.
Oh, he talks about this book all the time, so I believe you. I mean, you would love my husband. He loves this stuff.
Well, anyone who loves you, I love. How's that? And but this book has created the most multimillionaires. After I read it, and my mentor, one of them, I've had multiples. I have multiples. Bob Proctor, he read it for 60 years every day, 60 plus years until his passing, every day, right?
Wow.
Yes, and that book created the most multimillionaires. My life's work is to create a gazillion fold more of multimillionaires, multi-billionaires. Most importantly, peace that no amount of money can buy is what this work gives. That no matter what's happening in the 3D, you have peace in your heart. And that's something that,
Most important. It's most
yes,
important.
yes, yes.
So I want to move to gratitude
Oh,
because
oh,
I
vitamin G.
think I can't
Yes,
let you go without talking about that word.
I
Can
love
you
it.
bring gratitude into your work and talk about the importance of it?
Um, it's next to same as oxygen. That I mean, getting good. If we can not do, I've had clients like I give them as a exercise. I'm like, okay, start writing in your journal, right? Again, moms may say they're busy, right? And rightfully so. It's not doing, it's being. It's back to be, do, have. It's and we're to be grateful, Rebecca, for everything. Hear this. It's one of the highest vibrational frequencies we can be in. And I love that you asked this. Love it so much because two things can't occupy the same space. If we're in gratitude, we cannot be in complaint. If we're in gratitude, I cannot be cussing someone else. If I'm in gratitude, I cannot have a bad attitude. If I'm in gratitude, I cannot be thinking of the problems I have. It's one or the other. And it's one of the highest vibrational frequencies we can be in. And it's free and we can be it all day, every day. And ideally, we are grateful about everything because even the contrast, specifically the contrast in the law of attraction, they use the word contrast for things that aren't going our way, is beautiful because it is actually there as our gain. It's there to teach us to become, because most of us think the goal is about getting, as if something is a piece of meat or someone. The goal is about becoming. And this child, let's say is being a moody teenager, right? Is they're there for our highest good, for us to unbecome everything we're not, our conditioning, so that we can actually be the love that we are, because love isn't just a 4-letter word or a verb, or I mean a noun. It's an action, but it is at the core who we truly are. And love serves. Love is service. And how do we serve our mankind? And it all starts by serving ourselves. And as moms specifically, we want to ensure I give so much to myself before I give out to the world. I say, please give out, not from your mug, from your saucer. It has to be overflowing. If you can just be grateful and make sure you put yourself there as number one on the list. Be grateful for yourself. right?
I hope the moms heard what you just said.
Yeah, I hope so. Can we repeat it again and
Yes,
again? Moms,
repeat it. Repeat it.
it's the moms and everyone, Rebecca, I meet because of conditioning. We think it's prideful or wrong to put. How can we not? I'm telling you, you are made in his image. Like, you're the best thing that ever happened. And your kid is the best thing that ever happened. You brought this kid into the world, and they're there to teach you lessons and for you to unlearn the conditioned way and the conditioned mind, because we're not our thoughts. We're the pure consciousness behind it. You're pure divine liquid love. You are pure, a pure walking miracle. And imagine if we saw our children as walking miracles, not just when they're babies and they're cute and cuddly, but when they're seemingly annoying and moody and,
Mm.
being goddamn awful. And we say no to being, because we can be goddamn awful, but who can't? I can. I can, with all this work. If someone is mean, they may get a side of me that they're not gonna like. Can't we all? Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
Right?
and what I said to you before we even started was, or maybe it was after we started, that if I could
No.
start my day with you every day, wow. And what did you say in response? Because I want you to tell everyone what you said.
Well, now I want to change my answer. May I? No. I, now I
Yes.
want you. Well, I said you could be because I have programs that are designed for every day, but I want to be in your energy. God damn it. I hope there are no kids listening. Sorry, kids, if you did. Make
So,
sure you
oh,
listen to mom, okay?
so, oh,
Yes.
oh my
So,
gosh. But go ahead. I'm
so
sorry.
no, please don't be. I said I've been with multiple coaches because I really believe that all there is, our energy, our consciousness is the best thing there is. There's no better asset, and our people are literally through osmosis. Like my dad, bless him, he's done none of the work. Completely transformed young man, Rebecca, in his 70s, because it was his birthday a couple of days ago. Because I've transformed. We used to butt
Oh,
head fight, and now there's no fight. And even when I put the boundary, because of the work he doesn't, there's no boundaries, right? I do. He will call me back to apologize. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm humbled to be his daughter. Yeah, like to see that he hasn't done any of the work. He doesn't believe in this stuff. In fact, he doesn't know a thing about. He doesn't want to. Yeah,
I don't even know what to say to that.
yeah.
I
It's
mean, you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not
No, but
alone.
but that's my lesson. Tony Robbins' mom used to put liquid detergent down his mouth. That was because I want to touch the billions. It's been very confronting, like on the flip end, as a daughter, to have a dad who, because I want to make sure his life is longer, it's healthier, it's more. But I don't believe in it, Susan. Not universal laws. I'm like, okay, so now that's my practice. Just like it's easy to talk, right? Now that's my practice as my favorite human on the planet, to be with whatever he wants and to respect that. So
Well,
it takes something to. Sorry, go on.
right? No, I mean, I think that you're amazing, and I want everyone to have access to you. So teach us how to have access to all of this good stuff.
Aren't you the best? I wish we had you last week for our global masterclass, because your people would have been there for free, but we'll do other ones and invite them, and I'll talk to you about that. I'm at Supercharge with Susan. Just tell me you met me through Rebecca Green, and we'll do whatever it takes to support you. Moms, specifically, you're literally raising the next generation. Moms listening in, right? I mean, you're the generational pattern breakers. We have the mind gym, because I've been coached by so many fantastic coaches. There was none that were daily. Like, hello,
Yeah,
I eat every day, I brush my teeth every day. Lucky for
yeah.
you, it's not 7 days a week. I take the weekends off, but I have a program called the Mind Gym. It's daily. You're with me half an hour like this on Zoom every day in the morning, because how we start our morning is how our mornings go. And that's what's helped the moms and dads a lot. And if that's too much for anyone, I have a new program that's called Manifest Mondays. And it's how you start your week is how your week goes. I just finished one right before we met, actually. So I'm super pumped and supercharged. It is all about mindset Mondays, momentum Mondays, money Mondays, mindfulness Mondays, magical Mondays, marvelous Mondays. It's just half an hour on Zoom again with me, and they're all live, by the way, so we get to interact.
Wow. Wow is what I have to say to that. I mean, I just I can't begin to tell you how excited I was to meet you. And it's like I knew that I was going to just like love you and eat up everything that you say. I mean, what you're doing is so important and beautiful. And I really appreciate you.
The feeling is so much. We must meet. We must meet. I'm currently abroad, but I'll be in Canada soon, and who knows, I may make it to the States, and I will meet you if not this time. You're a radiant, beautiful woman and an infinite ray of sunshine. I mean, it's just a joy being here with you. I'm privileged. I'm privileged. And for whoever listening in, please, for yourselves as moms, don't forget yourself. Remember who you are. You're this universe's highest form of creation. Remember your divinity. You have anything you want is yours. 3 words. And for your kids, anything they want. Anything they want. And there's the two things that come usually is time and money. Time will go by anyway. It's man-made. Okay, time is a man-made illusion. The money will come when you make the decision. Please choose yourselves first so that you can teach that to the next generation, and know that whatever you're doing, wherever you are, you're doing a perfect job. Perfect in that that's all you know at the moment. When you know better, you do differently. And be gentle, as I love to say to myself and to my clients, because I was so harsh with Susan.
You are you are amazing, truly amazing. I can't thank you enough for your time and your expertise.
The joy.
And I want to tell everyone to spend every day laughing, learning, and loving, and go find Susan. Thank you for tuning in to the Whiny Palooza podcast. If you like what you heard, please be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. While you are there, leave a review. I love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.